Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I've been called out to a customer's house because they want this radiator removed off the wall so they can decorate. I'm going to show you some simple processes of exactly how to do that. This is going to be my way. I'm going to be using some equipment that you might not have, but you should be able to find something similar to be able to get the job done. So let's put you down and let's get plumbing. So the first thing you want to do is protect your flooring. So we've got carpets in here and we're going to be using the Deblower foldable tubs. You can use something like dust sheets, anything like that, or you can just put some towels across. Sometimes you're able to lift the carpet away from the wall. That will make sure that you will never get any water on your carpet. Also, what I like to use is some foldable buckets. So the company also makes these, and I'm able to tuck them in around the pipe as the edges are fully bendable and stay in place. I'm going to put one on either end, as obviously when we take the radiator valves off, we're going to be lifting off this radiator. So if you're just removing the radiator and not touching anything past the radiator valves, we don't have to shut off any of the water or turn off any heating controls. All we have to do is shut down the radiator valves either side. This is a thermostatic radiator valve and we have the controls on the top. Squeeze them down till you hit a 0 marking. And on the opposite side, we have something which is called a lock shield. Normally these can have a cover cap and you have to wind them down using a spanner, but lucky for me, these ones just work on a wheel head. Go all the way to the right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. With both the radiator valves shut down, we want to be able to test to make sure that they are stopping the supply going to the radiator. The easiest way is using a air vent key, is open up the air vent and hopefully make sure that that stream of water stops. Once we know it stops, then we know that there's no extra water entering through those radiator valves, filling up this radiator full of water while we're trying to drain them. So we'll get the air vent and we'll open them up and hopefully this jet of water should stop. Once we know and are happy that the valves are doing what they need to do, go ahead and shut off that air vent. So the reason why I said to shut off your air vent is that when we go ahead and loosen these radiator valves using a spanner, this will start sucking air in and in theory pushing all the water down at you at full pace. To control this a lot easier, I always advise to drain the radiators with the air vent off. When it slows down, open the air vent up and that should allow all the water to drain. So let's go ahead and undo the radiator valves using a spanner. So I'm going to be using my Wera Joker wrench. This is the XL version and it's a self-setting adjustable spanner. Obviously use whatever you got. So just get up on a nut and simply undo him. And as you can probably see, there is no water coming out or next to none, and that is because that air vent is shut. There's no air allowing the water to come out. When we do allow it to come in, so I'm just opening up the air vent, you'll see water start coming. I'll just shut them back down again. So now we're left with two options. We either drain the radiator fully, catch all the water in a bucket, wait for it all to finish, and then take the radiator off, or you can leave the radiator full of water depending on the size. If it's a double or really big, that radiator is going to be heavy. So sometimes if you're working on your own, it's a lot safer to just make sure that you catch all the water and drain them. So if you want to stick your thumbs over the end of the tails, you can do that, flip them upside down and get the waterways to the top. That will avoid any spillages when you're going downstairs a lot easier. Or you can use something like this. This is a tool called a plumb thumb. And these are really good because they fit both sizes, your nut and olive for radiators and something like this on the radiator valves, or they come with the union. So this will fit your lock shield side drain offs and the normal lock shields. Really cool little tool. You literally put it over the tail, do it up, and that keeps all the water inside. And you can even hold it. You've got somewhere a little bit more grippy to be able to lift that radiator from. So because this radiator is bigger than my normal reach, full of water on my own, we're going to be draining it down and then capping it off. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. And we're working upstairs. So you can either get a hose pipe to outside, you can either dismantle the water out of each of your buckets, or I'm going to be using a Deblower system where I'm going to be pumping it up and over through the window. I'll chuck a hose pipe all the way down to the floor and then connect up my pumping system so I can just pump it straight outside. So what I'm going to do is just use this slide that the Deblower system have. That allow me to catch that a lot more safely inside my bucket. I'm going to open up the air vent and get this draining at full speed. while that's draining, I'm going to open the window and chuck a hose pipe down to the bottom. Take the end and we'll just rest it up onto the top for now. So we've got the radiator valve currently draining inside the tub, and we have a little submersible pump. I'm going to clip that straight to the side, and then the other end we're going to attach it to the hose pipe. And the end of this fits perfectly inside my normal drain down hose. So that slides in just like that. With the hose pipe outside and terminated nicely, the system has a battery pack, or you can just connect up it to a mains, and we'll just switch them on and watch all the water get pumped straight outside. And we'll just keep this running until that radiator is fully drained. So the other side's pretty much there now, and we'll just undo this side. So we've got this side ready to cap. And because these are on microball pipes, we actually got some wiggle room, and with the plumb thumbs I'm able to sneak them in, and then we'll do them up on the threads here. So with one side all capped up, I can now lift the radiator and get out all the dregs, as there will be some bits left inside. And we'll cap off this side, and then we're able to lift them off. And we'll just sneak this one in here and do them up just like the other one. Do have to be a little bit careful that we don't cross thread these, as they are plastic. I do wish they might make some stainless steel ones. Just before we take them off the wall, if you've opened up that air vent, make sure you shut them back down. What you don't want to do is take them down through the house and find out that you've got a nice black line following you. So that's the radiator all ready to take off now. This one is a little bit heavy, so yeah, let's just see how we get on. God, it was heavy. Right, one last thing before we're done, and that is to cap off the radiator valves. For the lock shields, once they shut, they're normally pretty good. On the thermostat mixing valves, if you're in the winter, they can have a tendency to open up on frost setting. I've known it before, people take the radiators off, they think everything's isolated, and then we get a phone call saying that there's water flying out the system. So yeah, little 1/2 inch or 3/4 brass cap, stick a tap washer in it, and we're good to go. So that's this radiator completely removed from the wall. Customers can now decorate, get the walls looking tidy, and then all they have to do is call me back up. I'll hang the radiator back up and basically do everything in reverse. Some of the tools that I've used in this video you might not have access to, but they do make my life easier as a plumber. The blower, I use these kits on all my jobs, whether I'm just tackling toilets, radiators, basins, everything. It's just a simple way of catching water and stopping it from going on customers' property. So if you like today's plumbing video, please give it a like, drop a comment down below, let me know if there's any processes that you do differently, and please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you on the next one.